Yo, what's happening, guys? Coming at you today, and we're gonna do another frequently asked questions episode. This is episode number 33. But first,
wanna feel the heat. Wanna feel the heat, yeah. Wanna feel the heat.
Alright, so you know how we do these, or if you don't, we find comments with questions in them and we try to come back and answer them for you so I can help you guys out as much as possible and stay engaged with y'all with you asking questions. If you would, do me a huge favor. If you've never shared my videos, or if you have ever shared them, will you please do me a favor and hit share on the videos as often as you can. This costs nothing to you and it could help us out a ton, and I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, so getting into the questions. Question number 1 is from Paul Koski. He says, I want to run 2 Sundown X12s or 15s. What amps should I pair with them? I want to push them to their limits and have extra power if I upgrade. Thanks. So you would want, if you want to have extra, I would usually recommend a JP83 for the pair of those subs, but if you're wanting to have extra power for potential future upgrades, I would do the JP83 or the Salt 8 amplifier. This would give you like more than enough headroom and you would be able to do some upgrades in the future. So up next we have Andrew Gallett. It says, what box should I use for my Sundown X V3 12 Dual 2 and a SRT 392 charger? Trying to make the trunk come off. Man, that's what I'm talking about. You would want to do one of our custom built enclosures. We have some heavy duty boxes that are being built specifically for an application like a single Sundown big subwoofer from the X series up in a 12, and then a single 15-inch subwoofer from the X series and up. So this is going to help a lot of people out, and I believe it would fit in your trunk. But you're probably going to have to, right now, those are probably about 2 months out before those come in, 2 or 3 months out. So, but right now you would need to do a custom built enclosure from our website. If you go to the subwoofer boxes on our website, you'll see where it says built to order or something like that, and you would need to order one, and that way you can do your measurements and you can put them in and get a custom built enclosure so you know it would fit in your trunk. So that's what I would recommend. Up next we have Boombox Mike. Says, JP, please help when wiring Lithium and Super Banks excess power. What orders should they be wired in, and what is the best way to get all the power to the amps at once? So usually, well, there's a lot of differentiating ways of doing this. So a lot of people want to add lithium in the back, and they either delete their underhood battery or replace it with a cat bank. I would be willing to bet it doesn't really matter that much, but in a perfect setup, I would think it need to be alternator, lithium battery, cat bank, amplifier. That's probably going to be optimal. But people all the time do alternator, underhood cat bank, such as a excess power SB model cat bank. They'll put that under the hood, and then from there they'll go back to their lithium bank and then to the amplifier. So 2 different ways to skin a cat, really whatever, but optimal would probably be the way that I described the first time. Up next we have Dennis the Speed Menace that has a 2007 Ford E250 work van. Come on, bro, you a Speed Menace in that work van? Lord have mercy, I tell you what. He also has a CT Sounds AT 2300 watt amp running 2 RS Gold 10-inch subs, and every time I hit a huge bump in the road, my amp will go into protect. I've checked all my wires, power, ground wires, everything. Is there anything I'm missing? It truly aggravates me. Any input would be appreciated. It's probably that junky equipment you're running, man. I'm telling you, you need to get rid of that stuff and get some JP series amplifiers and some good quality Sundown subs in there. Just kidding, man. If you like what you have in there, that's great. And any other brands, I was just playing a little bit. So I would recommend, if you really have checked everything, it could be something loose inside your amplifier. But most of the time, it is something that you're missing on the install, because if it only happens when you hit a bump and something gets jarred like that, a lot of times it's like a loose wire or something to that extent. But again, something could have gotten loose inside the amplifier, so it only really happens when you hit that bump and jars it a certain way. So you could try, if you have another amplifier, you could try putting another amp in there and seeing if it plays no problem when you hit a bump and everything, and that would let you know that it was the amplifier that was causing the issues. If the issue persists, then that lets you know it has to be something with your wiring. Has to be. All right, up next, last but not least, we have General Squishy Blitz. Oh, follow me. Follow me real quick. That just reminded me. People be asking me to sign the craziest stuff. I mean, I've signed some crazy things. Well, y'all got to see this, bruh. I mean, I've signed some crazy stuff before, but to the neighborhood white boy pussy slayer. Lord have mercy. This has to be self-proclaimed. I mean, it has to be self-proclaimed. But anyway. Oh, General Squishy Blitz is what the name made me think of. Mr. Slayer over there. Alright, he says, I'm thinking about, man, that kills me. I can't even keep composure right now. I'm thinking about 8-inch subwoofers, looking at the JP8 amp. Any recommendations on subs? Did you mean to put JP83 amp? I'm just wondering that, because the JP8 amp is going to give you about 800 watts of power after rise, or maybe, I mean, it just depends. But to find a subwoofer that's only 100 watts or 50 watts RMS, that's probably going to be next to impossible. But if you meant to say the JP83 amp, you could definitely do 8 Sundown Audio XV3 8-inch subwoofers, or the Defbonts, I think it's 2508s or something. They're 1000 watts RMS, so that would be a perfect matchup with that. So hopefully you meant to say JP83. You could use those Defbonts 8s, or you could use the Sundown 8s. You can use some DC Audio 8s. We have all different types of 8-inch subwoofers in stock. So tons of different applications there on which way you could go. Alright, that's going to conclude this frequently asked questions segment number 33. And if you want to make it into number 34, do you know how to do that? You just start asking questions in the comments below. And also, if you see people asking questions in the comments and you want to answer, if you actually know the answer, don't go in there and just speak some nonsense. But if you want to help people out, feel free. Like, everybody should be helping each other anyway. But don't forget about the Down for Sound difference guarantee, lowest prices, fastest shipping, best customer service, and we have a ton of different financing options on the website under the financing tab. Until next time, we'll see you. What's happening, guys? If y'all enjoyed all the hot content that you saw in that video, be sure to follow me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram under the Life of Price, and also Down for Sound Shop on Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget Snapchat. I'm JPD4S on there, so be sure to check me out there. We'll see you in the next one. Later.